not, no, you didn't. The first game actually shows the sword unlocked. This game does not.
Oh, okay.
And I'm kind of glad that, because then at that point we have kind of a motivation to go play the first game.
Well,
let you see what it looks like.
Well, I was about to say, if you guys are interested, like, you know, in the far future, because it's not going to happen immediately, if you want to see us play, I guess, the first game, I'd be more than happy to come back and do this again.
Yeah, like at this point, I would say all games are open except for the second one because fuck the second one. I'm not the only one that says that either. I'm not. It is universally reviled.
Oh.
Like for all the hatred that you've seen, maybe the fifth entry, the reboot get, no, 2 gets way more hatred, and rightfully so.
That's funny.
All right, I'm gonna play it safe right now.
I'm
not kidding. Like I may actually use all of my items for this fight alone because it is that
intense.
It's that complex, that frustrating for me.
I was at Gaming Con. I had a chance to play Uncharted 4, and so because I can't.
You hadn't played it up until that point?
No, I haven't. It's, oh my gosh, it's so much fun and beautiful. Such a gorgeous game. But I was but because I'm a Let's Player, I can't play a video game without talking to myself. So there are tons of people just watching me play Uncharted 4 because I kept muttering under my breath and making like sarcastic comments as I was playing.
Yeah,
and then
guys, you can't turn that off. Like, as soon as you start doing Let's Plays, I know a lot of people are like, I can turn that off. And I'm sure Aaron and Danny have said at one point they can turn it off. No, you can't. At some point, you are actually saying this stuff to yourself.
And so, and so I was explaining to people I'm a Let's Player, and I was telling them that, you know, I was telling them about my current Let's Play and our collab Let's Play, and this one girl was like, oh, Devil May Cry 3, that game sucks. And I was like, I'm enjoying it. And then I just went right back to playing Uncharted 4.
It's the reason I told you rule number 1, check the brain at the door. If you're expecting, like, serious business story, you're not getting it. It's a Capcom game.
I mean, like, the story's been good, but it's not like, oh my gosh, my soul is screaming out in
My soul is screaming out for a good story, damn it!
Well, when I go to play Rise of the Tomb Raider, I'm gonna be getting it, so...
Well, your soul won't be screaming at that point. Your soul will be very satiated.
It will be rejoicing, probably. Like, it will be like, why did you wait this long? And I'll be like, I know, Laura, I'm sorry, I love you, girl, but not like that.
Just don't be, like, satiated with the death scenes, otherwise we might have some issues. Oh, crap, man. I might actually have to use up everything here. I'm really close to killing him, too.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say, I think you're, like, in the clear. Just,
Not quite, because the more health that you actually take off this guy, the worse it can potentially get.
Oh, really? Well, I was gonna...
unlocking abilities.
Well, I was gonna say, the intensity of this fight has actually gotten immense.
Oh
my gosh!
Yeah!
Woo! Nice. That was rather flawless, if I may say. That was really, really good.
Flawless victory.
If that's not hardcore enough, I don't know what is.
Aim here, care!
What's wrong? Is that all you got? Come on.
Of course not. Let me go into my Super Saiyan form. No,
I love how he's just like still challenging him. Vergil, don't be mad. Don't grunt. Don't be a grunter.
The only thing that makes me sad.
The amulets have been separated. Let's finish this.
This is the only game we get to see Vergil. At least before the reboot. He's in the reboot. But...
Yeah, I watched the Rad Brad play the reboot. That's like, but before
guys, if you want us to play it, let us know.
Like before this game, before this collab, that was my only exposure to DMC.
Which is really sad because, like, I'm not saying that it's a horrible game. It's got okay features to it. I'm okay with the game, but there's a lot of things they did wrong with it. Oh!
Oh my gosh, that must have hurt so much.
And yet they're both gonna walk it off like a boss.
Well,
actually no. No, he let go of the sword.
Grab it, Dante.
No one can have this, Dante.
Oh, shut up, Vergil.
It's mine. It belongs to a son of Sparta.
Oh, good.
Oh, okay. Thanks for clarifying that.
Leave me and go. If you don't want to be trapped in the demon world.
Just Sparta kick him and leave, dude.
Wait, now you care. Now you give a crap.
There's a home.
Okay, bye.
I love it. At the very end, that's what he gives a crap. It's like, oh wait, you are my brother, and yes, I want you to survive.
So random.
Just shut up, Vergil.
I don't know what to say. This is.
Here's the thing too. I love Vergil as a character, like, because you learn stuff later about him that's awesome. Or more like you learn stuff about his weapon and all of the hardship that he might have had to go through to get it.
Okay.
You know, there's a reason he is the way he is, and why he's willing to have the abandon to go for things like his own father's power. Because if there's anybody in the family that probably gives a damn about the power, it is him. So it makes sense that he would care.
Again.
Oh, hi, lady.
How the hell? I'm so done with her. Like, I'm so done with her. I just can't. Like, if I were to see her in public, I would punch her in the boob.
You know what? You're not the only one who would say that. 'Cause I can at least say that 4 makes it better because, well, look. All the female characters in Devil May Cry are TNA characters. I'm going to be honest about that. That's the way they are. That's the way they were built. And at least in 4, when she actually does show up again, she's a TNA character, doesn't have the backstory to worry about or anything like that.
Okay. Actually...
In fact, it's kind of funny because the one character we don't know right now, which is Trish, she's from the first game. They actually have a little bit of cat fight. Like a subtle cat fight. Yeah, so it's great.
Fun side story.
Oh no, I forgot we had the anime cliche. He's like, it's raining so hard. No, it's just him crying.
Oh my gosh. Oh, Devil May Cry. Now I get it.
Even a devil may cry when he loses a loved one.
Anyway, so fun side story. One time at work, I didn't know where the mail needed to be dropped off at, and I needed to send something in the mail.
Yeah.
So I turned to my coworker, who was like, "Oh, I can show you where it's at." And then, as I was ready to go, she was chit-chatting with other coworkers. So I walked up in the middle of the group, and I was like, "Tristan, I needed to show me where the mail is, so shut up before I punch you in the boob." And walked off, and everybody was just like rolling in laughter. And she was speechless because she was still getting to know me, and she was just like, "Whoa, excuse you."
Ooh. So this is basically another thing that they do for Devil May Cry is I get to play while the credits are going, and we're just going to continue to slaughter
they do that in Bayonetta.
Yes, and it's one of those traits that is actually carried over.
I actually really like that.
We are actually officially at the end, but I'm going to do this counter because I do believe it actually does unlock the Easter egg ending. So really quick, I'm just going to address this and then we'll get into our final thoughts about the game.
Okay.
So you notice that they did the name club.
Right.
So here's a fun little fact that we probably won't get into the first game because it's kind of corny at that point. The reason it's called Devil May Cry is at the very end, they like to make this characterization a lot of the time. You can tell between a human and a devil because devils never cry. And so at that point, they may actually make the reference that maybe sometimes a devil may cry when a loved one has died. We didn't know this reference until the third game. But believe it or not, that actually was going to play into the sequel. When the first one had come out and had done really, really well, the original design name for Devil May Cry 2 was Devil Never Cry.
Oh.
Because at the very end of it, he actually does change the business name to not being Devil May Cry. It is Devil Never Cry.
Oh, okay.
So that was actually going to play into the title, but they instead decided that Devil May Cry sounded better and always kept it. Except when they did the reboot and said DMC apparently sounds better. So with that, that's just a nice little tidbit that we'll get into. I promise, guys, if you guys want us to get into the first game, we will. I just will have to probably warn Brinton in advance. There's a lot more gory-esque moments.
Oh, is there really?
There is, but they're avoidable.
Okay.
I remember them by heart, so I can easily tell you don't run.
You know, it's nothing, like, it's just something that I can't avoid, especially when I play M-rated games. So you wanna know what's funny? When I was a teenager, I, like, swore to God that I was never gonna play an M-rated game. I was just like, I'm just not interested in M-rated games. And I think the first M-rated game I played was Assassin's Creed 3.
Which Assassin's Creed?
Number 3.
Wow. I am so sorry.
Yeah, I know. It was funny because my dad, I think I was like 22, and my dad was like, rated M, huh? And I was like, I just don't care anymore.
Yeah.
Like, I'm 22. Nobody has ever asked for my license to make sure I'm over 18. Like, that's the one thing. When I've, like, gone to restaurants with bars, or to rated R movies, or 21 plus concerts, like, anything that requires you to be 21 or over, always ID'd. Always ID'd.
Yeah.
When I go buy rated M video games, never ID'd.
No, never happens. And yet, I still will come across GameStops that will let the M-rated games end up in the hands of, like, 10-year-old boys. Jiminy Christmas, man.
One time when I was in a GameStop, a mother came in, and she was, like, pretty upset. Not, like, screaming, unrealistically and belligerently screaming, but just, like, came in, and she was like, and she said, I didn't know that, and she was like, I wasn't aware that you let 12-year-olds buy M-rated games. And
yep, they do.
And the, yay.
I unlocked the Easter egg. So here is the Easter egg.
What happened next? Nothing, really. We took care of all the remaining devils, and that was it.
Ooh, I like his outfit.
That's actually the outfit from the first game.
That's really cool.
Every last demon. I need to ensure that monsters like my father never come about
And he
again.
also...
And he promised
sorry.
to help
I
me
will
with
cut
the
off
other
Lady because she
humans,
actually explains
even though
it.
he's part one himself. But now I realize that there are humans as evil as any devil.
That is
as
the
well
most
as kind
smartest,
and
like,
compassionate
that
demons in this universe.
brilliantly
At
said.
least I've found one so-called devil who is able to shed tears for those he cares about. That's enough for me to believe in him.
Because, yeah, you can do that.
Well, what else? Well, I mean, what can he not do at this point?
Now I can start my
Business.
Oh, speaking of a kind devil, he finally
actually
decided
wields
on a name
Spider's
for
sword
his
now.
shop. It took him quite a while to pick one.
Of course.
Want to know the name? Devil May Cry.
And there you go. The title is now coined. Oh, but wait. Now we have the Easter egg ending. Wait, weren't we just here?
Yeah, I was gonna say we fought. Oh, hey,
Hi, Vergil.
Hi.
Oh, hi, Vergil. How you doing?
I can't believe he
How's your
survived
sex
that
life?
fall.
I know,
I was
right?
probably pretty bad. I mean, he's like nowhere in the vicinity of people. Oh, what is happening?
Oh, hi there, Brainiac.
It'll be fun to fight with the Prince of Darkness. If my father did it, I should be able to do it too.
Cue X-Men arcade game.
What?
So this actually plays into the first game, because the first game's enemy is what you just saw. So actually, the last demon that Sparta ever fought was the Prince of Darkness, Mundus.
Okay.
And that, the 3 eyes, is him, roughly.
Okay.
And funniest thing, we actually will see Vergil, but in a very unique way in the first game. We actually won't even know it's him until near the end of the game. And it's because the last time anybody ever heard from him was he tried to take on
The
Mundus
Prince of
like,
Okay.
He tried to take on Mundus like his father did. What people forget to mention is that when Sparta took on Mundus, it took a lot more energy than he might have thought. So that's something to keep in mind. So with that, we've actually passed the credits here. So this is one of those things that I do in my Let's Plays. Final thoughts, Brinton. What did you think of Devil May Cry 3 Special Edition?
I'm not sure if a laugh is a good way to start, but It was very entertaining.
Yeah.
The gameplay reminded me a lot about Bayonetta in terms of like fighting the monsters. There definitely were some differences between Bayonetta and Devil May Cry. Don't get me wrong there, but I like I was saying a little bit earlier. I liked the story, but at the same time, I felt like I was able to go ahead and check out my brain at the door and not worry about it too much.
Yep.
I enjoyed it. This was a very entertaining game.
See, and that's one of those, like, I didn't know about the gore factor with you, and now I'm glad I do.
And now you do.
At the same time, I'm glad to still have shown you this game, because since I just remember your first episode of Bayonetta, just like how much your brain had to be checked out at the door at that moment, I was like, he has to play what started the thought train for Bayonetta, and that is Devil May Cry, because at this point they had done 3 or 4 games in that series, and then went to Bayonetta.
Yeah, I totally saw so many similarities to the game.
I mean, in essence, Bayonetta is a female Dante. That, as far as her personality is concerned, I would probably say she's Dante a little bit more cranked up to 11 than Dante is, but that's who she is. She is the female equivalent, which is why I like her, in all honesty.
I know. Oh my gosh, I loved Bayonetta. Oh, I guess that's another thing. Going back to one of the questions you asked me earlier.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be upset if they announced Bayonetta 3.
Neither would I.
I would be very excited.
In fact, you want to know what actually would make me very happy? Is if we actually, like, they can reboot it, I don't care, but, like, the next Devil May Cry game was in conjunction with Platinum. Now, I know right now that Platinum doesn't have the, like, absolute animosity towards Capcom. They would do something with them. It's just not likely since they're former developers.
Right.
They know how Capcom works. But that would actually be a good thing to, like, if Capcom was to dig themselves out of the hole they've proverbially crawled themselves into, it would be to collaborate with Platinum on like a Devil May Cry game or on something new kind of thing.
I think like a crossover game of some sort would be really cool.
It would? I don't know how you do it.
It would be clashing the two universes hardcore, but I mean...
I'm just turning things over to a main menu here, but
yeah,
because the music is like playing while we're doing this, and it's forcing us to get louder. That's gonna be the one thing I don't know how they do it, because where you've seen it, Devil May Cry deals more with demons than anything else.
Where Bayonetta's with angels.
Bayonetta's with angels and a little bit with demons, but their interpretation of demons is way different than Devil May Cry. I'm not saying you couldn't do it, but it would be interesting. Like, the way you probably could do it is like Mundus and the council at the end of Bayonetta 1, or the head of that, they merge together. That would be the way to do it. So that they actually have to work together to be able to make that work.
Yeah.
But it would be interesting just to have Dante and Bayonetta bounce off of each other.
I would love that so much. I would totally do a Let's
Especially
Play.
considering like how asexual both of them are. Like, they don't care. So it'd just be like, wow, Dante's a hot guy. Don't give a crap. Wow, that Bayonetta's a hot chick. Don't give a crap. And it would just be so great. And on top of that, it's a Capcom game and a Platinum game, which means you can make fun of all of the other things that are going on in that series right now.
It would be the most ultimate fourth wall breaking video game ever, besides Deadpool.
Yeah, this is true, because I love the Deadpool game. So final thoughts are, and I'm actually going to ask this: have I made a Devil May Cry fan out of you?
Yeah, I would say so.
All right.
I actually really, really want to play the first game with you now. Whenever that happens, I want to see what happens.
Considering
next.
how many plans we've actually made for this, I have a feeling we're gonna have a lot of Brinton Adam crossovers, because I know a lot of people have liked the reception for this. Now, here's the thing too. We opened this up to see if people wanted to do a Vergil playthrough.
Oh yeah.
And a lot of people actually said no.
Okay.
They said no, but because the Vergil campaign is not as long. It's like you literally cut to the pivotal moments for Vergil.
Okay.
And here's the other downside with Vergil is like he's always like this added on feature. So at that point it would be better to do a game where it's prominently you're playing as Vergil, and they've never done that. So like the perfect example is this one. Dante is like 20 plus missions. Vergil is like half that, if that. It's like 8 missions.
Oh wow!
Because you only cover all those points, and the only devil arm you get to mess around with is the Lionheart, the gloves that you got. That's it. And the same thing is true of the remake that happened, because you didn't get to play as Vergil in that. Instead, you got a DLC campaign, which is kind of broken, because Vergil is supposed to play differently than Dante, and I don't think they gave enough thought into how he's supposed to play differently.
Yeah, they switched up his character a little bit, just like their characters a little bit in the reboot.
In the remake? No, it's the same character. It's just a different approach.
Yeah.
Like, Vergil takes a different approach. But the DLC campaign is basically like showing him going down that dark path of willing enough to confront his brother kind of thing.
Okay.
And and it's a great story. The gameplay is just awful as far as I'm concerned, because again, you had such great gameplay with Dante, and then they decided, well, Vergil's has to be different.
Well,
and
that's
didn't define
too
what
bad.
that different is. So I'm going to open things up again. So if you guys want to see more Devil May Cry with me and Brinton, let us know in the comments below. We are very happy to bring this to you guys. In fact, we love, aside from the people who said we weren't hardcore enough, we love the reception that a lot of people are giving for this series. And so if you guys want to see Devil May Cry 1, Devil May Cry 4, I might sacrifice and do DMC 2. I really don't want to. It's that bad. I would rather do the reboot than do DMC 2. I'm just being honest, because I at least like the reboot.
That's saying something.
Yeah, 2 is horrible. So let us know in the comments below if you guys want to see that. If you guys want to see me cross over into Brinton's channel, Brinton's subscribers, you want to see me cross over and do some stuff with him on his channel, let him know so that he can let me know, and we can, work all that stuff out and do lunch sometime.
Yeah, absolutely. I already know people want to see you do the 50 stock challenge, so we just got to figure that out.
Because that's also planned for Gaming with the Geeks. However, it's going to be... I've got a little bit of bad news, people. It's going to be a little bit delayed, mainly because some things came up, and we actually have a big project now coming out by the end of this month.
So we're all... Well, I mean, everybody else besides me, because I've just been busy and some things came up.
Well, you may have worked things out with Aldo and all that, but I think it's still including you at that given moment.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure it's still including me. It's just It's just with Gaming Con and then an unfortunate tragedy yesterday as of recording this. I just haven't had a chance to really fully jump in with both feet yet.
Yep.
So I'm like, I'm just still up there on the diving board and you all are in the water and I'm just like, give me a second. I'm not scared. I'm just...
It's just funny. I was so far in the water yesterday, I was about to pass out because it was 95 degrees in this office when I was doing the meeting for it.
Oh yeah, praise the Lord Almighty God that it's not like that right now, because it's like 90 degrees outside.
Well, especially considering that our AC wasn't working yesterday. So Drac and Shadow fans can look forward to an entire Banjo-Tooie session of me just screaming how hot it is.
I look forward to watching that.
So we got final thoughts out of the way, and again, if you guys like Brinton and you guys have never gone to his channel, go to youtube.com/BrintonVolley and look him up and see all of the stuff that he's done. He's done plenty of Let's Plays, people, and all of them are entertaining. I haven't watched every single thing because I'm not an Animal Crossing fan, but I've watched Minish Cap, I've watched Bayonetta, obviously, because you and me have been talking about it for like 6 months now.
Yeah.
And I'm also watching, when I can, the Final Fantasy VII playthrough. And if people want me to actually come in and be, total JRPG elitist and tell Brinton how to play his game, please let him know in the comments below so that I can come in there and just totally say, are you seriously putting that materia on that character? My gosh.
And then literally it'll be like, okay, well, I'm gonna cut here while I
murder Adam mercilessly.
And then I'll come back on, I'll be like, I figured it out. And by figured it out, I mean he just did it all and I'm just gonna play now.
Exactly. And so the other thing too is people will remember this is not it. There is one video left. Except I'm going to make you guys wait an extra couple of weeks on it. And the reason I am is because it's the Q&A with Brinton. We've answered a lot of questions that have been brought to you. And some have been really, really good as far as you were concerned. Like, they were hard to answer. But I'm going to open it up once again to people for the next 2 weeks. If you have another question you would like to ask Brinton, this is open to my subscribers, to Geek News listeners, and also to Brinton's subscribers. Heck, Romney's subscribers, come on in and ask a question of Brinton, and we're just going to hash them all out in a live, not a live streaming, but a live Q&A with us in front of the camera, to be able to answer some of the questions that you guys want answered. And we may even do a little bit of E3, because by that point, E3 will have happened.
Yeah,
so.
You guys will be able to get my reactions to E3, and I'll have formulated...
They'll get them before that.
Oh, yeah,
our
that's
Geek
true.
News episode will have happened by then. But, because that's also happening. But yeah, if you got, like... And I'm assuming there's no limit to the question. Like, I haven't found an offensive question yet for you, so I'm not sure you're setting any limits on this. Ask what you guys want to ask, because this is really where you get to know the YouTuber as well as the Geek News panelists. Like, you guys can even ask, like, why did we choose him? Why is he on Geek News? Blah, blah, blah. We get those questions. I have no problem with it. And frankly, I basically want to open this up to you guys, because the Geek News listeners have been awesome contributors, and this is one of those ways that I can give back to everybody, because I don't know how many times I get this question of, like, who is Alex and why should I care about him? Who is Romney and why should I care about him? That's why this comes into play.
Right.
Is you guys get to know Brinton specifically. So that's actually, we need to wrap things up, because I'm probably going to talk for another hour. So that's going to go ahead and wrap things up. We hope you guys have enjoyed this playthrough of Devil May Cry 3, Dante's Awakening. If you guys want to see more Devil May Cry, let us know in the comments below. If you have another game you would like us to take on, leave it in the comments below. We will consider that. And also, please feel free to give at least the thought of subscribing to both mine and Brinton's channels. We both work our butts off for you guys. I work a little harder, but you still work your butt off, and should be appreciated for it, and especially for all of the content that you do as well as that I do. And you guys can look forward to even more, because I know a little bit. I'm a little bit more in the know about what Brinton's doing. I know things that are awesome, that are coming your way. I don't know why I'm doing this voice, but I am. It's awesome. So you guys have plenty more to look forward to this year.
Well, I mean, I'd hope you know me. I mean, we're getting married.
Oh yeah, that's right. We're getting married. You're adopting my daughter. In fact, somebody actually did interject the question of why are you gonna kill off the wife? Why not just all be married?
Oh my gosh, I should have never made that joke, but I did.
Yeah, I love the fact that somebody actually went out on a limb and actually considered that even further. It was like, why even get rid of her? Because then 2 guys, 1 girl kind of thing.
Ew, people. Okay, I'm gonna make this very, very clear, because as if I haven't made my sexuality clear enough in this entire Let's Play.
I know, right?
Brinton plus vagina equals. And it also equals. It also equals insta flat boner.
No raging bat boner?
No, definitely not raging bat boner.
Yeah, there's a reason it's not the raging wonder boner. We have to end this now. I'm just going to keep this going. How about the raging super boner?
Not as much as the raging bat boner.
Yeah, he was too brooding. He was too brooding in the movie.
But thank you so much for watching, my sassy senoritas. My name is Brinton, and I appreciate all the love that you have given us in this awesome Let's Play.
And I'm, of course, the host of Geek News, Adam Mickelson, a.k.a. Drac. I hope you guys have enjoyed, and we will see you for the next Let's Play.